Hi everybody, welcome to a little experiment on miniguns. Miniguns with a 1.2 tip. So we've got the LPH, the Iwata LPH80, the ANI R150, the Devilbiss or Techna, I think you guys in the States know it as, SRI Pro Lite, SATA 4400B RP. So the RP on this is not the HVLP, the TE5 on the Pro Lite is not the HVLP, the E4 on the LPH80 is apparently HVLP, it says it on it, and this is ANI's own cap, which says something on it. So look, what does it say? HPS, which stands for high something. I'm not quite sure. So the idea of it is I've put these in the order that I think they will turn out from using them. Certainly this seems like it has the smallest spray pattern, that seems like it has the biggest, so by spraying pattern I mean the highest, and these two fall in between, with this being smaller than that. That's the way when I've used them it seems, that, you know, to me that's what it seems like. I've never actually done this test before, so I'm just as interested as hopefully some of you will be. So I'm not going to do a spot because it would just end up like a big round globby mess. We're going to aim for 2 bar, which is about 29 psi to you guys in the States and people using the imperial measures. So the fluid on all the guns is set to full. The air is set to full on all the guns as well. They'll just be purely regulated for the gauge. And as I say, I'm aiming for about 2 psi. So let's wind this all the way in. And we'll try what I think is about half fan, which on this is going to be about two thirds of a full turn. So around about there is going to be half fan. Bring that pressure down to about 2 bar and we'll try it. So that's what we got. Let's bring it out now all the way. With most of these, once you go past 2 turns you've got full fan anyway. So let's try again the 2 bar. It's about 6 inches away, so you can see you've effectively doubled the fan size by doing that, and that as I say, don't matter how much more you put that out, that fan will stay about the same. We do it twice, it'll get the same size it was before. So that's your full fan on an LPH80. Let's get rid of that. And next we'll have the ANI R150. Sit there, fluid's full, air's on full. Put that in 1. There's no markings on this as such, so we just have to guess about that much, which is about 2/3 is going to be somewhere around half fan. I mean, half fan, we're not, well, most of us won't be concerned about half fan. You'll be more interested in what the full size fan is. That's what I think anyway. But if I'm wrong, then let me know, and maybe I can do something else. So 2 bar, 29 psi. The fan's out about 2/3, about 6 inches away. Certainly a higher fan, but slightly uneven fan pattern. You certainly don't notice that when you're spraying anyway, but it is quite noticeable how even that is. Right, so let's just undo it all the way now, and I don't think it's going to be much different to that, to be fair. No, because it's hardly made any difference to the airdrop. As you probably know, when you make the fan smaller, turning this in to make the air hole smaller, to make the fan smaller, then it increases the pressure at the gauge because it's trying to go through a smaller hole basically. So we're still at 2 psi. Let's have another go. Oh no, it has. Okay, so that's the R150. It has increased the height slightly by probably about 50 mil, 60 mil. You can see it's a broader spread pattern than the the LPH80. This is what I think Iwata call their eye pattern. So the idea is that it's more of an eye than a spread like that. Okay, so that's that one, SRI Pro Lite. It's on full, that's on full. Turn the fan in. Good to go. Two bar. So we're going to go out about 2/3 again and see what we got. Smaller. It's similar to that. I think with this there's more control on this fan. The R150 has sort of spot and then nearly full fan from the off, from turning the, obviously the lever, the knob is here, but from a spot to just off spot it starts opening the fan up really quick, whereas this, the SRI and the LPH80 seem to have much more, you seem to have much more control over the fan. So let's open it up to what will be full fan, which is, it's normally about 2 turns out. What does it stop at? About 4 turns. 1, 2, 3, 4 turns, yeah. But you normally won't get any difference after 2. We can try it though. So that's 2 turns out, which I think is probably going to be full fan. That's normally what it is. And as you can see, I think it's probably going to go a bit more than that though actually. So let's try it and see what it's... No. So yeah, no, it has, isn't it? So as I was saying, there seems to be more control on the fan. The small adjustments here make a difference in that the more you open it up, the more slowly that fan spreads out. On the ANI R150, we can go back and try it again in a sec. On the ANI R150, there doesn't seem so much control. I really like that gun. It is a relatively cheap gun, and it's really good. So I really like it. As I say, this is the first time I've done this test, and I haven't really noticed the lack of fine adjustment on the fan, because most of the time you paint with a nearly full fan. But it's worth noting that there is more adjustment on this and the LPH80. And last of all, the expensive guy on the block. I did a video on my feelings of a minigun, so you'll know my feelings on this really. Yeah. Wait for the compressor to top up. Okay, so we've got the air on full, we've got fluid on full, and we've got very little adjustment here. If you can see, I don't know whether you can see, but there's a small cutout there, which is obviously your guide point, and literally from there to there is from spot fan to full fan. So it's around about what, 100, or probably 200 degrees, something like that. So I'm going to try it about 1/3 of the way round, because I think if I do it 2/3 it's going to be nearly full fan anyway. So let's see how much adjustment we actually get. So let's put it to about 1/3. it down. Now I think this is going to have the biggest fan. It's certainly when I've used it that seems to be what it's like, but we'll see, shall we? Okay, so yeah, I mean it's quite a big fan for little movement, but having said that, there isn't loads of movement on it anyway. So let's try it 2/3. By 2/3 I mean 2/3 of the amount we have in actual movement is slightly under half. Again, we'll check the PSI and go again. As you can see, this cap's not quite straight, is it? That's why that's crooked, because the cap wasn't straight. And then we go full fan and see if we get any more than that. Which we have. So I'm not quite sure why that's crooked, because it's moved there still, isn't it? That's why. Okay, let's just do one for luck on the corner here, just to prove that we can get it straight. That's better. So I hope that's taught us something. It's taught me what I've always thought all along, sorry. In that the LPH80 has by far the smallest fan, which it does. The R150 is next with the SRI Pro Lite, and the 460 has by far the biggest fan. The reason for doing this is that I had one chap ask, and other people seem to wonder, when they wonder what gun they want, that they say, oh, can I do a full panel, you know, a carb panel or something like that. And obviously the bigger the fan, the easier it's going to be to do a full panel, because, you know, when you're making passes, if your fan is too small, you're going to be doing loads and loads of passes, and you run the risk of the work drying well, not as you go along, but it's just more tricky because it makes it flow less. So the bigger the fan for the bigger work, the better, really. So when you get a big gun, the fan's going to be something like that. This is very nearly the size of a big gun, the fan on it. So as I say, I hope it's helped somebody, but I think it was probably worth doing. Hope you've been able to see it okay, and we just run across it like that. Alright, thanks very much. Bye bye.